So how you doing? I couldn't even say hi. Isn't that a song? No. What am I thinking of? Yes. On Lauren's playlist for music, there's a song that says "Howdy, how do you do? Hello, good day." It's just like a whole song of that. So that's what I thought of, but that's not what you said.
Nope. My mind immediately went to like the old school, stereotypical
Native
Looney Tunes.
Americans. Hey, how are ya? I gotcha. You racist. I'm just kidding.
I'm an asshole. Get it right.
You're fine. So how's the second child life treating you?
Not bad considering. It is a complete difference from when Sawyer was a baby.
Mm-hmm.
So I remember Sawyer constantly crying.
Hang on, I was going to say in a good way or a bad way. It sounds like it's good so far.
They have their
asterisk.
trade-offs. Yeah. They have their trade-offs. She's a happy baby. She's a quiet baby. She doesn't really cry.
Mm-hmm.
But
when she does...
Oh, you piss her off. Oh my god.
I wouldn't know.
There's a reason why I trimmed my beard.
Oh, I said I wouldn't know. She stayed asleep on me the whole time. See, I could take that all day.
Yeah, until she gets hangry and then just like yanks on the beard.
Yikes. Yeah, I'm gonna like have to braid this up and put it away so she can't do that. There's too much beard dangling. That's what Lauren did too when she was like able to grab shit and stuff. She would grab it and yank, and it hurt.
God. Yeah.
That's like half the reason why I got rid of my my snake bites before when Amelia was born.
Oh jeez, yeah.
I was gonna say, you know what that is, right? You looked for a second. Okay.
No,
yeah,
I looked.
You met me when I still had them.
Yeah, we've known each other for quite a while, Adam.
Yeah, I forgot it. Whatever. I just met you yesterday. Who are you again?
We've known each other for at least 6 years. Come on.
One of these days we'll tell that story because it was like we met and there was nothing there. And then I was just like, hey, you like games? You want to do a podcast? And here we are. It's just how that worked out.
Works for me. What the hell?
And now this year we're going 3 to 4 weeks without one.
Oh my god.
That's just shit's insane. This year has been so fucking weird off the bat.
Yeah.
It's just thrown everything off. And on top of that, I'm sick and your allergies are kicking your butt.
Uh-huh. I don't give a shit. My ass is here. We're doing it. That sounded so wrong.
If I start snoring, you know why.
Oh my god.
I went to sleep. All right. You know what? It's been so long, I forgot to look up what number we're on. Do you want to guess? I think it's...
55.
I'll get this out of here. Get out of my way. Very close. You want to try again?
What?
52.
Up or down?
This one will be 53.
Really? I thought we did 53 already.
Nope. Last one we talked about was Pal World, and apparently we talked about layoffs already. And guess what? We got more to talk about.
Oh my god.
It's just gotten so much worse this year.
Yes, it has. But we're not starting off on a on a bad one.
No.
We're going to start on a really good note.
I'm afraid, because it sounds like you've got something in mind. So how about we just intro this and start talking?
Yes.
I'm scared too, though. You seem oddly excited.
You would be excited too.
Okay, now I'm intrigued. So, Ramblepack Podcast episode 53, and I'm sick Adam again.
And I'm Sneezy Mike.
Oh, I thought you were going to say allergic Mike.
That would have been better. Because it would have sounded like Magic Mike, but with allergies. Oh my god.
But if you want to go put on a dance show for your wife, you go right ahead.
Oh god. Nah, I'm good.
That's about what I would do.
Pretty much. I got the belly for it.
I said dance, not truffle shuffle.
Don't you dare.
Hey, that's a good movie, and everyone likes him.
I know it's a good movie, but my brother and sister won't let me go without doing it.
Oh, well, I'm not your brother. Not the same. It's special.
Yeah, they see my belly. They're like, truffle shuffle. I'm like, no, do it. Fine.
See, that just sounds sad now. Dance monkey for my amusement.
Yeah, we have a fun relationship.
I bet. All right, what's your happy story to start off with?
Suicide Squad is not Kevin Conroy's last outing.
Yes. I guess that is good news for different people. Have you seen much about the game? Like talk about it or reviews or anything?
No, but little snippets I've heard from people it's fallen even shorter than.
Sales have fallen way short of expectations for sure.
Yeah.
The sentiment is it's a decent game. Like it was a little mixed on this from what I was reading. It's like some people were saying traversal's cool, gameplay is meh because it's the same after a while.
Yeah.
The story is okay, but it's largely unimaginative. And then, like, on the other side, it's just like, no, this game sucks, it's boring, it's terrible, blah, blah, blah. Which I don't believe that that's the case, especially because it's Rocksteady making the game. I fully expect it to be a... You know, this is not going to mean anything to you. But when the game first got shown off and the whole traversal thing was what they were talking about first, it reminded me a lot of, I believe it was Volition or Deep Silver, the original makers of Saints Row. They made a different game following up on like their Saints Row DLC, which was called like Get Out of Hell or something like that.
Yeah.
It was called the new game that they put out was called Agents of Mayhem, which it flopped hard. I thought it was pretty cool until I played it, and like the whole thing was traversal. Especially like there was a bunch of different agents, and they all had different abilities and weapons, and like they fulfilled specific roles. But the first thing I thought of was this dude from Agents of Mayhem whose like melee weapon is an anchor, I think, and he runs around with a shotgun. But he also has this thing where you dodge, like a big mechanic of the game is like dodging. So this dude's literally, the character I'm playing is sliding across the floor, slide into an enemy, shotgun, slide out, melee, slide again. And like that's the gist of the character. I'm like, that's exactly what Suicide Squad made me think of, with having to run up buildings and fly through the air and shit like that. I'm like, it's focused on that, and then the gameplay came second. And that's exactly what I keep hearing and seeing from like the people who actually enjoyed it. Gameplay solid, but it's very repetitive. But also, you're killing the Justice League, and Batman's scene was like a couple days after the game came out. It was making its rounds online, and people were upset about that, like the way it was done, the use of the character and shit like that, and just how it was kind of unceremonious and things. But there's a teaser for that I will tell you off of the podcast if you'd like. And like you said, right after that, someone from either his estate or something else. I'm taking away your story. I'm sure that you have it in there. What did they do? They came out and talked about it.
Yeah, they said he apparently did 2 other roles. He recorded lines for Batman Cape Crusader, which is an animated series that's going to launch on Amazon Prime. Mm-hmm. They did, but for that one, were unclear as to what role he's playing, so he may not actually be Batman.
That's kind of interesting.
Yeah, it's people were like, from what I was reading, it was probably going to be like along the same lines of like how the voice actor for Mario
right.
cameoed in the Mario movie.
Really...
Right.
I'm sorry. You're talking about the Mario movie. I was talking about the new game where they didn't say who the new voice actor was until the game came out.
No. I'm talking about the movie, yeah.
Yeah, no, that makes sense too. How they had Charles Martinet do background character voices.
Right. And then he's reprising his role as Bruce Wayne from the animated series for Crisis on Infinite Earths. which is going to be freaking awesome. Because apparently they're also bringing back, Jesus Christ, Wilfred L. for...
They're bringing back Jesus Christ?
Oh. Spoiler.
You said it.
No. Close enough. They're bringing back Mr. Squirrels.
Who?
Eric Matthews, Wilfred L., Terry McGinnis, Batman Beyond.
Oh, shit, they're bringing back Terry McGinnis, really?
Yeah.
Okay, now I'm interested. I like Batman Beyond.
So I would definitely want to see how that's going to work out.
Now you got me excited.
Especially with how bad the Flash movie did with their version of Crisis on Infinite Earths. I
that what that was? It. I didn't watch the movie. I had no interest in any superhero movies, so...
Was it Crisis on Infinite Earths or no?
I thought it was like... The most I know about the Flash is like his big thing is wanting to go back in time to stop something, and it causes him to lose powers. Okay.
Yeah, it was the Flashpoint. Yeah.
Got it.
But even then, it wasn't well received.
No surprise, especially with who the lead actor was. I mean, not very many people are happy with Ezra Miller.
Yeah, I was very surprised that they were willing to go through with it, to be honest.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if it has something to do with the fact that like they already canceled the Supergirl movie.
You know what?
Was it Supergirl or was it Batgirl?
It was Batgirl. Or Batwoman.
Yeah.
One of the two.
Because if I'm not mistaken, that movie was like completed and that they didn't actually release it.
So you're touching on something I was just about to say too. I'm a little tired of Warner Brothers because of that kind of shit. They canceled 2 movies. They've canceled or are saying that it's not being put out for whatever reason. It was the Batgirl movie and now the Coyote versus Acme. And like people have seen it, like they've tried to shop it around, but it's all done. But they're not putting it out and they want to delete it for whatever reason. And you have to remember that Warner Brothers also has like their hand in the video game market. Like they're directly tied to NetherRealm Studios with Mortal Kombat because that's where I guess they get some of their characters and their money backing and things. So there's a push right now for Mortal Kombat because what's his name? Peacemaker? John Cena's character from the HBO show? Yeah. He's the new DLC character.
No shit. Okay.
Yep. I mean, we talked about who all the characters were last time. He either came out or is coming out.
Go for him. But, yeah. No, I'm not looking forward to the next iteration of the DCEU.
Is that even a thing? Can you even say that they have a universe if it's all kind of like disjointed and not all the movies connect?
From my end,
it's a good response.
I don't even know which ones. I don't even know which ones they're keeping because like James Gunn is getting rid of everything except for like I want to say the Blue Beetle and Peacemaker.
Mm-hmm.
I think everybody else is getting replaced.
Do you think it's going to be any good though?
I have no idea.
I said, do you think?
Like I know James Gunn makes great comic book movies. Don't get me wrong.
He made a really good video game too.
Yeah.
Well, in
my thing is, it's like you said, it's WB. They get in their own way. Are they gonna? They may have hired him to try and be Kevin Feige, but are they gonna actually let him?
Go ahead.
Yeah. Are they gonna let him make Kevin Feige moves?
Right. Are they gonna have their thumb on his back so that way he can't do what he wants to do, or are they gonna let him spread his wings and do his thing?
Right. I think it can do well. And granted this is me fanboying here, but I'm hoping eventually if Marvel can get out of their funk and the DC can set something up, eventually those two cross over to do their thing. Even if it is for only like 1 or 2 movies.
if they ever get to that, that would be very interesting. But I don't see that happening. Like for movies, I don't know. Comics and things, sure. Like animated series, maybe. Video games, sure. But like movies on the big screen, it just feels like there'd be someone at the back end saying, "No, we can't do that. This is ours. We don't want to mix the two," and that would be what it is.
They did at one point with Roger Rabbit.
What? Roger Rabbit's Disney.
Roger Rabbit is a collab between Warner Brothers and Disney.
Is it? I know that they had Warner Brothers characters in the movies, but I didn't realize it's a collaboration.
I want to say like like part of the contract was like their characters had, especially like Bugs Bunny and Mickey Mouse, they had to have the exact same runtime. One could not have more time than the other.
Well, that's interesting. But then Roger Rabbit's in Disney World and stuff, which is interesting.
Right. Well, that's probably just because of the theme park rights.
Do you think...
how not Six Flags, how Universal has the Marvel characters at their Disney their Florida campus.
I don't have anything to say. I don't know. I was gonna say, do you think Marvel will get out of their slump now that they've named who the new Fantastic Four is?
I don't know. If it does,
I'm
if
gonna
that
say
doesn't
no.
do it, if that doesn't do it, there's no recovering.
How many chances did they have with the other Fantastic Four movies, and it just never worked?
But that was also all under the Fox umbrella.
Just doesn't have a very good track record.
No.
That's okay.
No, I stand corrected. What I think would get it out of the funk, and I hope they do it the right way, is them being able to use X-Men again.
I mean, I don't know. I guess we got Deadpool 3 coming out with Wolverine.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Me too.
It comes out on Callie's birthday.
Oh, does it really?
Yeah.
Ooh, double date time. Kidding.
We can.
I mean, Meg would do it. One, it's her friend, and two, she liked Deadpool also, so it might work. Ooh, I hear you touching the mic. Stop it.
I'm sorry. No, it was me touching the springs.
I heard that.
But yeah, no, back to the original topic.
On topic.
I'm excited about that. Yeah, I know, right?
That's so far away from it.
And this is how we turn an hour expectation into 2 hours.
I guess so.
But yeah, I'm excited about that. I'm glad that that's not his last works. And I hope to see it.
I'm sure that made a lot of people happy to know. I swear it was somebody from either his estate or someone that handled things for him that had to come out, or didn't have to, but they chose to come out and say, okay, that's not his last work. Still got some things on the back end to worry about. Don't pay attention to this. That's what it felt like. I want to say that's how it was first announced. Mm-hmm. Was the person from the estate saying, hey, especially with how bad it was received. Yeah. Speaking of, well, I was going to say speaking of badly received, but it's not. Have you seen the latest? This is older news since it's been a while since we recorded. But do you see the numbers on Pal World?
Which numbers?
Like how big they are?
Oh yeah.
I mean, there was a drop off too afterwards, but still. That
goes with any game though.
Third biggest launch on Game Pass. 7 million players on Xbox alone. Most played third-party day one release via cloud gaming on Game Pass Ultimate as well. Not to mention the however million there was on Steam as well.
Yeah.
But I mean, there was a hardcore drop-off, but that game is still going strong. The new game of the moment is Helldivers 2, which kind of surprised me. Everybody's talking about that game, and I already told you that this is the year I'm going to get a PS5. It's probably going to be one of the first games I get. It looks like so much damn fun.
Oh, Jesus.
It reminds me of Starship Troopers meets Earth Defense Force.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Like that level of goofy but seriousness also tied into it. It just looks like so much fun.
Yeah, you have fun with that.
I will. I've been having a shit ton of fun with Baldur's Gate lately.
Are you playing just as much as when you started?
Dude, I have made 4 or 5 different characters with different like races and classes and stuff like that, including having Meg and Amelia roll a character, and I played one of the origin characters, and I'm still not out of Act 1 on any character because I get to a certain point and like, I want to try another character. So I just make a bunch and try. But I will say I've made a Lothsworn Drow monk, and I'm pretty far in so far. I really like this character.
I gotta try it.
It's so
want to.
good.
It's so.
It's so good. And it has multiplayer, so we could.
But still only Xbox, right?
No, it came out on PC first, then PS5, and then Xbox 3 months later.
I need to get a PS5.
Yeah.
So either which way, I'm shit out of luck.
That's fine.
No, trust me. I was upset. We're talking about Power World. I was upset when because I didn't realize that Power World was only Xbox. It wasn't on PlayStation. I'm like, okay, I want to try this.
Though, spend the $10, get Game Pass on PC, and then you can do cloud gaming. I think it's actually Game Pass Ultimate. Whatever, $15 a month. You have cloud gaming. You'd be able to play Power World, and it wouldn't be laggy or anything. It would just based on your hardware, it wouldn't be laggy. If your internet's not good, then it might be laggy. But the fact is, you can still play it on cloud.
I'm gonna have to because I want to try it.
Think of it this way too: you have an Xbox account now because of Minecraft. If you get Game Pass Ultimate or whatever it is, and you're playing games via cloud, we can play multiplayer on Xbox with certain games.
Yay!
You wouldn't be missing out on half the things then.
I know. What the fuck?
Just an idea. Nothing you have to do right now.
Oh no, trust me. The text message you sent me the other day about the Xbox being on sale.
Mm-hmm.
I immediately showed Cal, and she's like, "No, that much." Because when you made the suggestion, if you get a nice refund, I'm like, "Hey, Adam's got a good idea." She's like, "No, that money's here. That money's already assigned to something." I'm like, "Okay."
This is where I tell you that's why I got the idea, because we got ours already, and we had sat down and figured everything out. But okay, that is a whole story. First off,
yes,
that remind me after the podcast to tell you, because that's a whole thing. It's not that she agreed. She said yes. Well, I said if one thing, then I do that, and she said okay. And then the other thing didn't work out, so then she said no. So then I was like, I'm going to do it, and here's how I'm going to do it. And she said, okay, that's fine if you do it that way. So I was like, okay, cool. Works for me.
I was gonna say that story. I don't think that story was gonna end well unless it was satisfactory, because you were like, "I'm gonna do it." After she says no, and I'm like, "Ooh, shit."
Yeah. Got to have a 3-point plan. Oh man. Oh, there's a lot of Destiny news, so let's hop back and forth between it. The biggest thing is that Joe Blackburn's leaving after this month, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. After this month, he's gone as game director, and an old OG who's been at at Bungie for a while is stepping into the role. Who's been there since like the Halo days.
Oh shit. I'm curious as to why he's actually leaving. Like, I know he says he's going to pursue other things, but
it's a very good question. I think when it was first announced and people were talking about it, I think there was some speculation about where he was going to go, but I don't really remember what. I think either he said something about Riot Games or somebody else did, because I think that's where he came from during Destiny 2. But yeah, end of an era. I think he was one of the better game directors.
I would have figured he would have stayed on and for the launch of
Final Shape.
Yeah.
Me too. Now that you say that, I'm surprised he's not waiting until at least that month like afterwards, after the launch, be like, okay, I'm good.
Right. And that's what's making me think that something's going on behind the scenes.
I'm sure that job took a toll on him with how everything was going down. I mean, he was trying to fix a not sinking ship, but a ship that's on fire.
Yeah.
And he's not even like the president of the company. He's the one who's out there talking to people, which I'm sure that he caught flack for, like people saying, well, this is your fault that everyone's being fired because they don't know how things work in a studio.
Like, I'm just the voice of the company. How is that my fault?
Yeah, he's not John Bungie. He's not able to fix everything just because you're mad at him.
Right.
He has to listen to people above him.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
Oh.
So that's sad.
You know what else is sad with Destiny?
I'm going to take a guess.
Go ahead.
And it's only because I keep seeing this lately. It's either player count or Final Shape pre-order count. One of the two.
Both.
Oh. Damn. All right, then. I win.
Yep. Well, yeah. Mainly the pre-order count. It's bad.
Have you pre-ordered?
I'm looking at the numbers. Mind you, they're not they're not official. The person that ran these numbers are basing it off the emblems.
Yeah.
But these counts are horrible.
Mm-hmm.
Like for example, Beyond Light is at 3.1 million.
Okay.
Which was at the Witch Queen was at 2.2, and Lightfall was at 2.2.
Interesting. I figured that number would have been higher after Witch Queen.
Yeah, you want to know what the Final Shape was at?
It's is it like sub 1 million? Probably not even that, right?
Not even 0.5.
Oh God.
Again,
just estimates though.
Yeah. According to the estimate that the article I read listed, 407.6 thousand.
Jeez.
Uh-huh.
I mean, comparatively, that's rough. That is really rough. But also, that's an indication of things. People are tired. I don't know if you follow any Destiny news on on YouTube and stuff, or people that talk about it a lot. There's a lot of burnout with the game, and people are just tired of the same old stuff.
Yeah, it's the same. It's basically everything that we've been talking about. It's the lack of content, lack of promises being fulfilled, things being more monetizations,
things being a little predictable and by the numbers.
Yeah, basically. For example, how Lightfall. I think the example that they used was how successful Lightfall was with the pre-sales, but the story was so Yeah, and then people are like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, and they can say all day long that the things were separate and not meant to be together. I know I'm being vague, but what I'm getting at is that first season, when Lightfall launched, was a season of Defiance. The beginning cutscene where our main 4 people are in the helm watching the Witness do the thing to the Traveler.
Yeah.
And then it cuts. And then we do all the Lightfall campaign, and then the ending cutscene for, I think, for Lightfall itself was basically the rest of that cutscene. They just spliced it up, put the campaign in there, and then was like, here's your treat at the end, the rest of the cutscene.
Right.
Don't know if that's how it was or if that was their plan all along, but it just works too seamlessly for it to be a coincidence.
And because of how, oh my god, and like people were saying, we were going to put our money where our mouth was, and we did. Look at what happened. You gave us crap. You're not getting our money.
That's also a double-edged sword, like some people have pointed out too. It's the owners of Bungie, the presidents that sit on the board and make the decisions that, I would say, effectively cause the layoffs, and because of that, that lost a lot of faith in Bungie too from players.
Yeah.
Like, it would be one thing if it was just like employees, but the fact that the employees were so crucial to Destiny on its own, up and coming to the point where it was today, the community teams and the security teams and all the back end stuff that they had let go, that pissed people off. A lot of those people were forward facing too and would talk to the community, especially the community managers and things. Like, they were the face to talk to people in the interim or the intermediaries.
Right.
The higher ups pissed everybody off, so then that just pushed people to quit more. They don't want to support a company who can't even support their own employees.
Right.
Much less
Exactly.
a game that is the same. Over and over and over. But hey, we got Mass Effect stuff. We got a Mass Effect crossover in Destiny. Yay!
Now my question, are those skins just as expensive as The Witcher?
Yes.
No, fuck. Something else I'm not getting.
But hey, you got a ghost, a sparrow, and a ship for free that's based on Mass Effect.
I haven't even claimed them yet.
Oh, well. It's there for now. I don't know when it's supposed to go away, but it's there.
I'll have to check it out.
I mean, you don't have to.
It's free shit. What the fuck? But yeah, like and I didn't put it in the notes as much, but like one of the other things that they talk that I remember, it's not so much the articles, but like YouTube videos and sentiments that people have been saying is like the part of the sales are so low is the lack of besides like when they first announced like the final shape, the lack of anything following up to it. For example, with there being the delay, there isn't really a big push for, oh yeah, we got the bridge between this the Season of the Wish and that New Light stuff.
I'm wondering how that's going to lead into the final shape because, you know, believe it or not, today, the day that we are recording, was the original day that the final shape was supposed to come out. Ooh. Today was that day. Yeah.
Woof.
So with like the end of...
We wouldn't even be recording today.
Yeah, maybe not. I don't know.
Right.
I mean, truthfully, probably not. But still. But what was I saying? Thank you. I forgot. Fuck. What were we talking about?
We were talking about people's sentiments on the game, and how the New Light stuff is supposed to tie in with leading up to the final shape.
Right. So the fact that the season is basically done and over with now would have been perfect if it started today.
Right.
But since it's pushed, like you said, you have this big gap. So the expectations currently, because we don't know what's going on still, is the end of the season leads into Lightfall or Final Shape.
Right.
But I think that now that they were saying that the Into the Light stuff is what's going to lead into the Final Shape, or is that just something extra?
I want to say it's something extra because I don't.
Okay, so they're not.
I don't see that. I don't see Bungie. Yeah, I don't see Bungie at this point, especially after all the layoffs. I don't see them delaying the Final Shape and then coming up with a whole new story to bridge the gap.
So we've been talking about this for a while, and I'm sure you know that decisions in game studios are made months in advance. So it's not like they had to pivot on a dime and try to pull the shit out of their ass. Oh, that sounds gross. Mm-hmm. Pull any kind of DLC out of their butt. So the fact that they already had this figured out before they even started on it. What my hope is, since they basically set up space magic and can manipulate anything because it's supposed to be paracausality.
Yeah,
I can totally see it being a thing where it's like we're going into the Traveler, but in doing so we're like reliving things, or like we get to do old missions and things as if we're remembering it or something like that, and that's how it leads into it. That's just an idea, though. That could be completely wrong. I have no idea, but that would be cool. That would be like a way to actually take what was originally supposed to happen, tack on the new stuff, and then be able to start the whole new set of things later on.
Okay, so similar to the ideas like those bridging missions to basically give us a rundown of each expansion from Beyond the Light and forward. You know what ones I'm talking about?
Yeah, kind of like that, but I hope that they would put more substance in it than those.
I would hope so too.
Because those are such a stripped down version of what they originally were. What would be super fucking cool is the ability to replay all the campaign missions from the Red War again, just for funsies. It's on the disc. You have the game, you have that information. At least I would hope so, unless they were able to strip that out and replace it with something else. But that would be awesome, especially considering they seem to be doing this push to make good with the community. It's like any kind of problem that comes up, they're on it right away. They fix it, they change it, they get it switched out if it's not working.
Right.
If the community's not happy with something, they're answering questions about it. And there is, for a long time now, and it only seems like in the last few months it's gotten louder, is people talking about wanting to replay old missions, like from Forsaken and from the Red War and things like that. Right. So if they find a way to make that work, they'd win a lot of brownie points, I think.
I would think... what I would hope, and I don't... Because they pushed it back, because it's not till June, right?
Right, June 4th or 9th?
So
is one of those a Tuesday?
I have no idea.
June 4th.
No, what I'm thinking is March, April, May. 3 months. I highly doubt this would happen.
March doesn't count because Into the Light starts in April.
Oh, does it? All right.
Yeah.
All right, then that cut April, May. And then I highly doubt that it would be what I'm thinking. More expanding on what you were saying, but maybe like an abridged version of the season stories.
Ugh, no thank you. I don't think
replaying
people
the seasons
would be happy
and
to have to do that. Unless they did a thing where you can like catch up on stuff you might have missed and like give other people an opportunity to earn things. But don't make me relive it, please.
What would be an absolutely amazing thing is they reopen everything, but I highly doubt that happens.
Okay, so to keep the loading times quick on the consoles, that's part of the reason why they strip things out. Yeah. You want to do that, you got to add all that shit back in, which would make the game size balloon. Like, at the end of a year, when they're done with the seasons and stuff, it hits about 120, 130 gigs, when usually at the start it starts off at like 80 or 90, I think.
Mm.
So, you want to add all that shit up, it's like 500 gigs or more, probably. It's gross.
That's why I was thinking maybe they do some type of stripped down version of that stuff, but some of the things, the areas in the maps are still there.
Oh yeah, like there's places you just can't take out of them. Plus, some of them are instants. I think is what you were gonna get to say. Like they might be there, but like can't do anything with it, or it's not the same because it's not a specific instance.
Yeah. We'll have to see.
Who knows? So I'm sure that they'll say something. At least I hope they'll say something. Give us an idea of what to expect.
We hope they do a lot of things, but...
Yeah. You're not wrong.
Ooh, you ain't kidding about layoffs, huh?
Stop it. Don't ruin it.
Sorry! All I see is layoffs on 3 different topics. I'm like, oh, crap.
Oh, yeah, that's just the word layoff.
Hmm.
Yeah, there's a little more to it. There's just a lot of shit.
Yes, there is.
There's something else that we both kind of have together, which we could talk about.
Oh, you're talking about the possible Xbox exclusives?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mine was more of a... It wasn't really leading to it type of thing, but it was more people guessing at it. Where apparently T-shirts were oh my god. Some games may port out to PlayStation and Nintendo mainly the Switch, just because of types of T-shirts.
You have missed out on some news, I think.
Maybe.
They've
confirmed it.
I'll keep talking.
Well,
or you keep talking first.
At the time when I read the article, somebody data mined from the anniversary update that there were T-shirt textures that were in like the Hi-Fi Rush's game file, and there was a blue shirt saying "I'm here, baby," referencing PlayStation, and "Rock Out Anywhere," supposedly referencing the Switch.
That's right there is the word supposedly. It does not make it very obvious that is, and you can draw those conclusions, sure, based on what is said and the colors, but nowhere in there does it really say that.
Right.
But it looks like it. Keep going.
It would be cool. Oh, and one of the other things that they're thinking is like that even though Microsoft released a limited number of its exclusive and rival platforms, because of Hi-Fi Rush, they apparently didn't sell well enough to recoup the development costs on Xbox. So thinking is they release it on the other ports and hopefully.
Oh yeah, of course. Make up the money
back.
That way. But
I'm surprised it didn't.
That shows that fucking exclusives don't work.
I'm surprised it didn't do well. Did they spend that much money that it?
It did well for them. They said that studios were happy with, their studio, Xbox, and everybody was happy with the performance of the game. A lot of people fucking praised it and loved it, and you heard a lot of people on PlayStation saying, "Well, damn, I wish that we got this." But if that still was not enough for whatever metric they want, that kind of shows that exclusives do not work. And I'm going to reference Spider-Man 2 again on the PS5. Apparently, the cost for that game was like fucking $250 million or so. I think, maybe a little bit more. And it didn't make nearly enough to recoup all that. So is it really worth spending all that kind of money and limiting the pool of where it can go?
Sony seems to be mishandling the Spider-Man property a lot lately, so.
Just saying. Anyway, that was one of the rumors, yes. And following that, there was a lot of other rumors, too, saying that Microsoft was possibly looking to bring Starfield, Indiana Jones, and others to consoles as well.
I thought Indiana Jones was not.
Now, hang on.
Was not on the chopping block.
Hang on. Don't get ahead of me. Starfield was rumored to release on PS5 after the Shattered Suns DLC. Whoever was, I forget. Oh, this came from The Verge. They said the Hi-Fi Rush announcement could be coming in the coming weeks. Indiana Jones will have a shorter exclusivity window of a few months. Sea of Thieves is also heavily rumored, and Halo and Gears could also make the jump. These were all rumors.
Yeah.
And it's like, this is all happening within a day or a couple days of each other. So much talk about this stuff. And then Phil Spencer tweeted out that, like, quote unquote, he said, business update next week. So they filmed a sit-down podcast kind of style discussion about the state of Xbox in the future and what's going to go on.
Okay.
So I sat there and listened to the whole thing twice, just to make sure I didn't miss anything. It was only like 30 minutes, like 33 maybe. Yeah. So from the sit-down chat, 4 games are going to be going multi-platform. Not Starfield, not Indiana Jones. The belief there is Hi-Fi Rush. And this is after the chat, the belief was. Because during that, they did not mention any of them. They just said 4 games. And that's all that they referred to. The belief was that it was Hi-Fi Rush, Pentiment, Grounded, and Sea of Thieves. They were saying that the 4 games that were going to go multi-platform were a year or so old. No more than 2. But there was no promises after those 4 games. It's just these 4 so far. Nothing else. But they were looking to bring Activision Blizzard games to Game Pass, of course. No surprise there. There was also a rumor going around that they were getting out of the console business, which is very odd. But they said, no, we're staying in, still making consoles. They're close. They're working on the newest one already. They're very happy with the progress. Planning a showcase in June and 10 major releases this year. Diablo 4 is coming to Game Pass on March 28th. And they actually said they have about 34 million Game Pass subscribers. Their prediction or goal was to be about 100 million by 2030. So they're still growing, just not probably as quickly as they would like. Now, just recently, there was a Nintendo Partner Direct, or Partner Showcase. Today they had a Pokemon Direct. We could talk about that later if you want. But I think it was last week, they had a Partner Showcase.
Yeah.
In it, they showed off Grounded from Xbox Studios. So that's the first game that's making the jump to another platform. After that showcase, I don't remember if it was the same day or the day afterwards, I think Xbox put out a little blog thing saying unveiling the 4 games, or talking about unveiling them, and I believe those 4 were what was the rumor. So Sea of Thieves, Grounded, Hi-Fi Rush, and Pentiment. PS5 and Switch.
Yay.
So there you go. That's it.
I like
Nintendo broke the news, and then they followed it up with a blog.
They're like, what the fuck, bro?
No, I'm sure that they talked about it, and it was okayed.
Yeah. They sure as hell wasn't going to let Sony do it.
Well, to be fair, they had a chance. There was a Sony State of Play a couple weeks ago. They could have let them do it, but it was the rumors came after that. So
right. Oh, that's pretty cool. Given the style of Hi-Fi Rush, I'm surprised it wasn't part of PlayStation, that it was an Xbox exclusive.
Yeah, because it definitely has that, like... I think we talked about this when it came out, because people also made this comparison saying it looked and felt like a PS2 game in the best way.
Right.
Yeah.
It's coming home, baby!
PS5, man.
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
Damn it!
It might be PS4, too. Hang on. I don't want to get you all hot and bothered, but let me check. Don't get excited just yet. Hi-Fi Rush is coming to... Sorry.
No!
PlayStation 5 on March 19th. No PS4.
Boo!
Oh, that was loud. That was really loud. That like vibrated my ears.
And the sad part is, if it's capable to be played on the Switch, it's more than capable to be played on the PlayStation 4.
You know what? Let me pull that back up, because did I see that on there? No, not on the Switch.
Oh.
Windows,
Okay.
Xbox Series X and S, and PS5.
Okay.
So I got some stuff wrong. Let me double check those 4 games. Grounded is going to the Switch, but is that going to PS5? Oh, you can play Grounded.
Well, that's going to be for PS4, but
Yeah.
not Hi-Fi Rush?
PS4, PS5, and Switch on April 16th.
Woohoo! I don't even know what Grounded is, to be honest. I don't remember what Grounded was.
Best way to explain it would be like Minecraft, but if you were kids shrunken down and in your backyard. This might not mean anything to you either, but it's made by Obsidian, who is the same people who did Pillars of Eternity and are putting out Avowed soon.
Again, all things that sound familiar, but why am I not?
I know the
I'm
name.
Googling it real quick.
That's fine. Let's see. Hi-Fi Rush, Grounded, Sea of Thieves. Maybe that one's on PS4, and then we can play that together. Oh, I would love... I haven't played Sea of Thieves yet. I'd love to get that started.
Isn't that by Ubisoft?
No, Rare. Banjo-Kazooie makers.
Oh, okay. What the hell am I thinking of? That's Ubisoft.
Skull and Bones. That came out,
and
it's very middling reviews.
It's very what?
Middling reviews.
Oh, jeez.
Yep. After so long in development, it comes out and people are like...
Well, it's to me, it screams Black Flag. That's what it is. They expanded on.
That's what they built
Assassin's
on,
Creed.
though. Like they pulled the ship-to-ship combat and things like the boating mechanics from Assassin's Creed, and we're supposed to be adding like the RPG element on it and expanding things and whatnot. And it just, from what I've seen, it doesn't look like that. But you're right; it does look like Black Flag. But that's because that's where it came from. I'm sad.
That's probably
Sea
the
of
reason
Thieves
why
is PlayStation 5.
Boo! Wait, boo, not boo.
Yay.
No yay.
Hang on, we're not talking about those yet.
No, I'm saying no yay. I only get what out of those 4 games. I only get one of them.
Well, hang on, I've only looked at 3 of them. I didn't look at the other one. Should I look at it? What was it again? Grounded, Hi-Fi Rush.
Sea of Thieves.
Pentiment. Pentiment is PS5 for sure. Because PS5 got a 120 FPS version, and Xbox has stuck at 60. But the studio said that's just a bug. We'll fix it in the next patch.
No.
PlayStation 4. Pentiment will be on PS4. Try it. It's definitely not a game for everybody. But the bit that I played of it, I thought it was fun. It was very interesting.
Yeah. Just do it.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember this game now.
Yeah. Oh, Larian Studios won a bunch of awards at DICE, at the DICE Awards. They won Game of the Year, Outstanding Achievement in Game Design, RPG of the Year, Outstanding Achievement in Story, and Outstanding Achievement in Game Direction. And what was cool is that they used... This will lead into what we're going to talk to next, I guess. But they used their speech time, and they were allowed to talk. Looking at you, Game Awards. They used their time to advocate for a better climate in the industry. Because as we've talked about since the start of this year, the last podcast, and are alluding to now, is that the industry is just taking hit after hit. It is fucking terrible. And I keep reading articles about how like devs in the industry are just worried and how they've never seen it this bad. And like there's a couple of people that I've seen doomsdaying it too, saying, is this the second collapse of the game industry and shit like that? I'm like, I don't think we're at that point, but things are definitely ballooning out of control.
Just a bit.
So
companies got a bit greedy, but
I don't know. I can name so many things that I think it could be, but none of them is going to be good enough. Who knows? It just doesn't make sense. Especially when you have the studios and things saying our game is the fastest selling, the best selling, making the most money, and it's like, and we're closing tomorrow. Yay.
Yeah, we did well, but we didn't make any shit back.
Yeah. It's just crazy. What were you saying about Embracer's layoffs again?
Yeah. Granted, this was like a while back.
It still adds to the total. We're over 7,000 now.
Yeah. They apparently canceled. They are closing Eidos Montreal.
Eidos.
And laying off Eidos.
That shit.
And are laying off or have laid off 97 employees. For reference, this is the studio that was in charge of Deus Ex.
You did it again.
Deus Ex.
There you go. Good job.
Sign.
Deuces.
And again, if you don't know, that was one of the properties that they bought from Square. And we thought, yay, there was a chance of that getting revived. Well, I guess not.
Well, they also axed a bunch of games in the process of all these layoffs and shit, and I think they said there's going to be more to come during the year.
Uh-huh. For example...
That reminds me of that shitty quote, the beatings will continue until morale improves.
Oh my god.
I mean, that works for this. The layoffs will continue until morale improves.
Uh-huh. I think, what was it? Oh my god. I'm rereading a note that I put down that at that time that these cuts were in a string of layoffs at by that point was more than 5,500 people in just the first 29 days of the year.
Yeah.
Fuck. And then Microsoft, and we knew that was going to happen.
So besides Embracer Group laying off people, believe it or not, Sega laid off people as well.
No!
About 10% of their staff, which was about 61 employees.
Oh, damn.
Devolver Digital CEO also stepped down. Besides that, they were laying off 28 developers, employees. I'm not sure what you would consider them, considering they do the publishing for them.
Right.
But apparently when Devolver Digital went IPO, their stock dropped 89%. And Gunbrella and Wizard with a Gun didn't seem to perform as well as they would hope. So, yeah, fun stuff. And then just today, which pushed everything over 7,000, PlayStation laid off 900 employees. They closed an entire London studio.
Jesus Christ.
The London studio was, I believe, who was responsible for a lot of the VR stuff. So that's leading some people to think maybe PSVR 2 severely underperformed.
More than likely.
But yeah, that was the news of the day today.
Yay.
Yeah.
That's a big fucking jump.
Toss
Holy
it on
crap.
the pile. It's crazy. We're only 2 months in, and 7,000 plus people have been laid off in the games industry.
Now watch, later down the line, they'll try to rehire them again as independent contractors and pay the shit out of them.
It's a very good possibility. Or hopefully they land on their feet and go somewhere else.
I hope so. Hey.
Are you okay?
That's kind of sad. Holy crap.
It is. I mean, it really came out of nowhere too, considering how well things have been going. And then they're like, "Nah, we gotta axe some people."
No, they go from having the best years that they've had post pandemic to hey, guess what? Now you're all
shutter a studio and lay off a bunch of other people. Yeah. Fun stuff.
Like at least with Embracer Group, their laying off people makes sense because they made stupid decisions. But everybody else, damn.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Microsoft one, we called that was going to happen with the merger.
Yeah, I mean, it was expected. Everybody knew that. It's unfortunate that you see a lot of like jokes and memes about Xbox laying off people and people making fun of it and whatever else. And then when it came to the PlayStation layoffs, people were more compassionate about it and understanding, which is really odd.
A little bit.
I mean, I'm not surprised because there's the console fanboyism that's just kind of seeps its way into things and is aggravating and should not be a thing. But I don't know.
There's fanboyism and there's just stupidity. I'm sorry.
You're not wrong.
For Christ's sakes, like, for example, the Destiny community.
What about them?
The Bungie originally came from the Microsoft end, and now they're part of Sony. You were going to give them ship.
They came from the PC end. They made computer games first.
A whole other console.
Yeah, I guess so. What?
What? What, they going to give them shit when they were on the other consoles, but now that they're under your umbrella, you're going to be true to fanboyism. You're going to be like, "Oh, you're mine. You're my bud. I love you," type of thing.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck yourself. And this is coming from a fanboy himself. There's joking around, but no. I'm sorry, no.
I'm tired. Not bored. I'm tired. Don't worry, you're good. Did you happen to read?
It's been.
What?
No, I was gonna say it's been a long day.
It has. No joke. Did you happen to read the bottom article that I linked?
Which one? You told me not to look.
About the other news, sure, but I thought maybe you would read this one.
You said don't scroll down. I did not scroll down.
You've had how long to read these notes?
Fair enough. Let's see. It was never meant to be this long.
Mm-hmm.
Are people really talking? Are they talking shit about Final Fantasy VII? Really?
I'm getting a little fed up with Kotaku's articles because sure they're articles, but they're just like there's nothing there. There's no substance to them. They're not talking about shit, or they're just like writing inflammatory things to get people to read.
I have to agree.
And like what they're saying here, from what I was gathering in the article, I don't really agree with. They're complaining that like, what is it? When I don't even know what I'm trying to say here. They're just saying like it's not supposed to have, it wasn't made that way originally, and it's falling victim to having that because it's showing different strengths and weaknesses, which they say makes examining the game as a standalone product complicated.
Whoever wrote this article does realize Final Fantasy VII was 3 discs long, right?
See, my thoughts behind a lot of this stuff was, I guess maybe this is what complicates things now too, is that you were constrained by the limitations of the hardware and had to play within those means to get the game to work. They made what they could with what they had, and they told their story. With technology these days, there is a much bigger sandbox to play in. We have a lot more space to use, a lot better technology. I would argue that trying to stay true to the original without overwriting it and maybe even writing a parallel story to it, I feel like because of where we are today with technology and the capabilities of game devs and things, that they are able to make the story that they want to now. They have the means, they have the technology, they have the graphics processors, they have everything that they didn't have before that they can actually put to making what they wanted, what they had in their head at that time.
Not to mention the fact that, think about it, if we as a community, we're okay with the limitations of bringing it back to like the 3-disc system or the 4-disc system, depending on which installment you're playing. If you were understood and played the games as it was, knowing that you would eventually have to switch from one disc to the next to continue the story, by that same token, you have to be be willing to do that still with these installments. You're trying to treat, if their issue is they're trying to treat each installment as their own standalone game, don't. It's not. It's the same game. It's all one game. It's just different chapters of that story. They're just they're just trying to do it in a way so that if somebody were to hop in on the second or the third game, you don't have to play get the previous ones and play it in order to catch up. And if you have an issue with that, then you're I'm sorry, this is not the game for you.
How do you feel about that, though? You're okay with that?
What, them splitting it up into 3 different games?
Well, I like what you said about how you can jump in at any point. You don't really need to have played the other ones. I'm sure that they would do like refreshers on what happened before, because obviously jumping in the middle is not really going to help you. But
right.
Just the fact that they are able to make it feel like that, I'm assuming, because I don't think you haven't played them yet, but they are their own standalone game, so they have to be able to be played from start to finish and make sense and link to the other ones, I guess.
Right.
But you're okay with that?
I'm okay with that. As long as the story is cohesive, makes sense. It's worth me having to go out and buy every installment instead of them doing it like they did the old school way of release the entire game across multiple discs, but at the same time, then I'm okay with that. It's gotta be worth it to me. Granted, I haven't played the after the original installment because it's not available on the PS4 after that. But I don't know. I think this is, if there's going to be a game to keep an open mind on, it's going to be Final Fantasy VII. It stood the test of time. The fact that they even went back to it because of the fan service.
It was bound to happen. They teased it so many times in so many different ways.
Right.
Damn, do you remember remember what got this whole thing started?
Advent Children?
No, their tech demo for PS3 or whatever it was.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Same idea with a fully 3D Legend of Zelda game. What was it? Nintendo did like a tech demo for the GameCube, and people were like, "Oh, I want this now!" And it's like, it's not a game; it's just to show off the capabilities. It's like, "Fuck you, give me it."
Exactly. I'm like, oh my god.
And it took a long ass time to get here, but here it is.
Yeah. And they've sold a lot of stuff since.
Yeah, Final Fantasy fell victim to the Skyrim problem.
Oh god.
Release the game, re-release the game, re-release it everywhere else. Do it again every 5 years.
Let's do side stories. Yeah. What I'm surprised they didn't have it re-released yet is Dirge of Cerberus. I think that would do well now.
I think that could stand for a remake for sure.
I had fun with it. I liked it.
I don't remember it being
for what it was. I liked it.
Good. I played it for a little bit, and I don't remember liking it. My sister loved it, but she likes Final Fantasy VII Hardcore, and she likes that aesthetic. So,
fair enough.
Oh, apparently part of Sony's layoffs today, a Twisted Metal live service game that was in development by the UK-based studio Firesprite was canceled.
Oh no!
That would have been interesting.
Especially since they have the Twisted Metal show.
Yeah. Just the fact that Twisted Metal would be a live service thing, too, is kind of interesting. Like, that would make... I mean, that was the next logical step, since back in the day you're playing it split screen or whatever at home. The next logical step would be playing it online.
I'm surprised they haven't done that sooner.
It's a good point. I don't think it was that big of a property, but like it had a name. People knew what it was.
Right. I would have gotten that in a heartbeat if they did. Just for the nostalgia purposes?
Mm-hmm. Oh, Pokemon Direct. I'll jump through this really quick because there wasn't that much to it. There's some updates to like the mobile games and such. What was it? Like Pokemon Cafe had an update. I think it was Pokemon Masters EX had an update. Pokemon Unite gets an update. Pokemon Go had an update. Pokemon Sleep's getting legendary Pokemon in it.
The Pikachu's getting a machine gun.
No. You should try Palworld when you get a chance, though. It's actually decent.
I want to so bad.
It's not bad. The biggest news, actually, is a brand new game got announced.
Okay.
It's called... I gotta find the name again. Oh, yeah. Before that, Pokemon Trading Card Game Pocket got announced, too. 2 free packs a day on your phone, and you could play card games against other people.
Oh, dear.
But, did you not catch what I just said about the packs?
2 free packs a day?
You hear the optimal word in that.
Free?
How much are these packs going to cost?
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. Or is there a way to earn them or get them and doing things?
Right.
I want to know more about this before people start getting excited. Anyway. The big Pokemon game that got announced is called Pokemon Legends Z. Or like Pokemon Legends ZA. It's like it's stylized, so it's hard to tell if the other part of the thing after the Z is part of it or not.
Okay.
But it's set within the Lumiose region, if you know what that is.
Okay.
Top comment on Reddit from the announcement for it is somebody saying, so is this like Legends Arceus but in a standard modern Pokemon setting? And that's what people are speculating that it looks like. Also, I saw something about it saying like it takes place within the city and only within the city. But the city looks pretty huge with different like sectors to it. So it's interesting.
Doesn't that kind of defeat the purpose of a Pokemon game, though, is to go traveling across the world?
Yeah, but because it's a Legends game, it's a little different. Like, Arceus was not like that.
Okay.
Arceus was, here's the area,
Arceus, so
go out and observe these Pokemon, battle them, capture a bunch of them to gain more research information so we can start making the first Pokédex.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That was more like an action RPG, kind of. I mean, you're still doing battles, but they were automated too, so I don't know.
I'm wondering now that I'm looking at it because it's from. I was wondering why it sounded so familiar. So I'm assuming the X there. That's like the city for the XY series, and how they didn't end up doing.
No idea.
Yeah. Well, one of the things that people were thinking about is where like the 2 main legendaries were.
I'm dumb. That would make
X.
sense. If it's Z, of course it's going to be after X and Y. The fuck's wrong with me?
Yeah. And people were wondering when the Z, like how there was like red, blue, yellow, crystal for the gold and silver. They thought the Z version was supposed to be the 3rd installment, but it never actually came. So I'm wondering if that's just an answer to that. Like, oh, you wanted a Z? Here's your Z.
Here's your Z. I don't know. Good question.
Dun dun dun.
But that's it. The whole showcase was only like 12 minutes long if you wanted to watch it yourself. It's pretty short.
Okay. I'll have to check. All I gotta say is if you're gonna release these games, make sure you test it before you do.
Oh, one more Pokemon thing that's not part of the Direct. Did you watch the... oh god, I don't even know the full name of it, but it's like the Pokemon Hotel show on Netflix.
No. There's a Pokemon Hotel show on Netflix?
Yeah. Oh, it's called Pokemon Concierge? Or maybe it is Pokemon Hotel. I don't know. It's only 4 episodes long. I can't tell if it's like animated or if it's stop motion or what, because it's got a really unique look to it, but it's super cute. It's kid friendly. It's really nice. It's really cute and fun. I liked it a lot.
Maybe I'll watch it with Sawyer.
Amelia loved it. She's really into Pokemon. We just went to the store the other day and she picked out some art stuff again, and she picked out one of those envelopes of coloring pages, 18 of the giant Pokemon pages.
Damn.
So yeah.
Yeah, Sawyer's been talking about Pokemon a lot lately too, to the point that me and Callie were talking. We're like, now that he's getting into Pokemon and he's playing video games,
He's becoming a real kid.
Yeah, I'm like, the time has come. Should we give him our Game Boys?
If he starts on Pokemon, you have to make him pick a starter before that. Like, he's got to pick it in the house. That's one thing I wish I did when Amelia was a little baby. Was like set the 3 original starters in front of her and make her pick one.
Oh, Jesus.
Lauren's still young enough that we could have her do it.
Ooh.
What?
I'm going to pit my kids against each other.
Ooh, shit.
And whoever picks Bulbasaur is being disowned.
Oh, damn. All right. That's funny.
In all fairness, I started with Squirtle, so...
I started with Charmander, and it's always been that way. It was hard to start over and like pick a different one just for fun.
Same. I think the only reason it was easier for me to do it because I started with the blue version, so it was hard for me to restart my game and pick a different one. But the red version, I wasn't playing that often. So it was easier for me to be able to choose Charmander in that version.
It's also appropriate, I guess, since it was Charizard on the picture of the cartridge.
Oh yeah, and I think the only reason I reset the red version and picked Bulbasaur was just to get the Bulbasaur. Just got it far enough to trade over the Bulbasaur, and that was it.
You're of no use to me now.
Oh my god. But yeah, I have to see what we have for it, because I remember, and I have to see if because we had a store near close by that was called Games to Gold, but it's been years. I want to say the last time we were there was before Sawyer was even born. Where they would have like old games and stuff like that, and I ended up picking up red and blue version from them. Was it red and blue, or was it a gold and silver? One of the two. But their internal clock batteries were dead.
Oh no! And
they weren't there, and they had no intention of replacing the batteries.
Okay.
So I was like, yeah. So I was like, can I buy it off you? It's like, yeah, $5.
Oh,
sweet.
That's nothing. I'd do it.
Yeah, I did it in a heartbeat. Went on Amazon, ordered 2 replacement batteries. Didn't solder it on. Just popped the battery because I was too worried about like overloading the battery and it exploding. So I popped off the old one carefully, put the new one in, taped it down, worked good as new.
There you go. That works.
So yes, I need to see what I have left.
Okay. Amelia has been enjoying all the games that I have installed on my DS. Any road trip, she's like, "Can we bring your DS? I want to play it." So she's been playing a lot of old school Mario and Legend of Zelda and stuff. Like I think I've told you, she's been playing Majora's Mask.
I think I remember you saying that. Yeah.
Yep.
They're growing up too fast.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't tell you the other day. Sawyer finally decided he wanted to play Bluey. He apparently couldn't wait for me. Has watched me and turned on the PlayStation enough times that he's turned the PlayStation on. Switched over to his profile The only thing he needed help with was mommy switching out the discs of the games. But once the game was on, he launched it and taught himself how to play. I was like, "You little bastard! Wow. You're supposed to wait for me."
Damn, the betrayal.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. I'm like, God damn it.
In a way, you could be proud of him for taking the initiative and teaching himself.
Oh, yeah. I was a proud dad in that moment, but at the same time, I'm like, he doesn't need me.
Oh, he's going to need you, trust me. Once he starts playing other games, he's going to turn to you and go, "Can you do this for me? It's too hard." Speaking from experience here.
Like when it comes to Minecraft.
Yeah.
I play his profile more than I play my own. Like I turned that little mud castle into like a village, 90% a village of my own. I just got to figure out how to lure villagers into it.
That doesn't sound right.
No, it does not.
People to my village. They need to live in it.
A wandering trader pops up every once in a while,
but
I'm too busy slaughtering them.
Thank you.
Okay.
I'm going to write this down. Maybe we'll play later. I don't know. I can always use it.
Yes. No.
All right.
So.
I'm yawning again. Oh, shit.
And that is our cue to end this podcast.
I think it's time to go to bed. Between both of our noses leaking and being exhausted, I think it's time for bed.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
I feel bad. I've been using Morgan's burp rag this entire time.
Burp on this. Boogers. Gross. Go follow us on all the socials. I still have some YouTube shit to put up I haven't done yet because life gets in the way. There's been so much shit.
Yeah. Yes.
And now I'm sick, but I'll still do it. I'll get to it. We're still here. Ow.
At least for now.
Wow. Speak for yourself.
Oh my god. And hopefully we'll see you next week.
Hopefully things can get back to your regularly scheduled program.
No.
Should we go to bed now? Okay,
yes.
Bye.
Time to go to bed. Bye. Good night, Adam.
Bye. Wait.
Bye.